always get so excited because I'm always on my last video when I talk to you. Talking for hours is exhausting. I do not know how you Pisces do it. Like, I talk a lot, Pisces talk a lot. And so there's a lot of like amazing energy you need to get out into the world. And so you guys just talk for the sake of talking sometimes. And it's so cute and engaging when you get all fired up that I'm trying to let Pisces energy just flow into me and penetrate me and just fill me up with a little bit more oomph so I can get through this final video because I'm exhausted. Anyhow, let's talk. Let's talk about the energy in May. Okay. The energy in May is going to make you feel crazy. Yes, it will. The energy in May is going to be Gemini energy. It's going to be mutable energy. Now, for you, this energy resonates because you're a dual energy and Gemini is a dual energy. And you're a mutable energy and Gemini is a mutable energy. So you go with the flow a lot more than the average person. So I think for the most part, this month is going to be productive. However, I am very interested in how you guys are all doing as Pisces with with Neptune in Pisces. Now, Neptune in Pisces is going to be home. This would normally be really great news, except for I've just been watching Neptune in Pisces be opposed by a lot of energies. And I'm wondering how all of you are doing. My sense is that there's been a lot of disappointment. I think you had some grandiose feelings that were going on in April, and then just some reality checks at the same time. So I feel like you were on a high and a low and a high and a low and a high and a low in energy. And I feel like you're kind of exhausted from it all. And I want to say that's okay, because the next 6 months is about slowing down our lives and about thinking things through that happened within the last couple months, because we haven't had time to think. We haven't had time to resonate with the energy that's been going on. And so a Mercury in retrograde is going to resonate with you. It's going to halt communication. It's going to make you have no choice but to become much more internal, which is where you really resonate and want to be. You really need to get back to the basics about turning inward and about processing all that you need to process. You've been trying so hard to get your goals met that you don't have the inner strength that you need to persevere. And so I think your energy reserves are really low right now. This is what I feel. Nothing in the astrology is supporting this. I just truly feel, after watching the energy in Gemini, that there is something that is just screaming that you guys are exhausted and that you need a break, and that this is going to be a much needed break. I don't think it's going to be a great feel-good energy month, but I do think that it's going to slow things down enough for you to just go, life just seemingly got better for no particular reason because I can be inward. I can stay home more. I don't have this urge to want to go out, and I don't have to go out and be engaging to people. I can just stay at home and process all of the things I got to do. Maybe I have work obligations and family obligations, and I just haven't had any time for them because I've been planting so many seeds, but I don't even remember where I planted them. I'm so scattered right now. That scattered feeling is going to continue through May. But you're going to have Saturn there sitting you down and saying, okay, you plotted out this garden, but you planted seeds here and there and here and there and here and there. But do you have any idea how you're really going to manifest that garden that way? Like, have you put in a drip irrigation system? Here's how you do it. Have you considered the fact that there's going to be water restrictions in summer? Okay, so here's the calendar for the water restrictions. And then what are we going to do about that? Are we going to add organic matter to the soil to be able to hold moisture longer through those dry periods where there is water restrictions? Like, it's going to be that kind of energy. Now, you're not too thrilled when Saturn sits you down in a classroom, because Saturn's a reality check for you. You are going through reality checks. It is through conversations with others that you're going to find reality the most difficult, I think, to deal with. Now, this energy can go one of two ways. And again, that's the duality in this energy. It's a double duality in this energy, because you have the Gemini duality and then you have the Pisces duality. And you would think that this would resonate with you. However, this can make it much more difficult for you to understand how to route energy when you have this much duality in you right now. So I want to say there's some hope here, and I want to talk about this month particularly with you, because you guys know that Pisces are my favorite people on the planet. It's like Pisces, Taurus, and I think Scorpio, all for different reasons, all for different, but they are some of my most very favorite people. Cancers, of course, because I am Cancer. I mean, you just given that you like your sun sign. But Mercury moving into Gemini on the 1st is going to make you a chatty Cathy. Chat, 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 chat. Now, you chat anyway about everything. So it's going to make you extra chatty. But it's going to pull you out of your shell. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot. Maybe you have some friends, family, maybe you have relationships with people that can help direct you to where you planted all your seeds. You told all your friends you're going to plant some seeds over here, but maybe you had a few drinks. And then you told them I was going to plant a few drinks over there. Few drinks. You were going to plant a few seeds over there, and then, you forgot where you were because maybe you just were tired, and you were thinking about something else, like you got sparkled. And so you have that kind of energy. So your friend, you might have a friend that just knows where you planted everything and just says, okay, this is what we're going to do. Here's where it all is. And they're going to be very helpful to you. So conversations with others are going to flow. It's going to feel good. It's going to feel like progression is happening through the conversations with others. And I feel that the 6 is going to like make your ego stronger, because you are going to feel like it's through conversations with others that you start to resonate and find some sort of stability in your thinking. Maybe you had a dream or an aspiration, and there's a reality check going on right now, and you need to figure out what is the next move, and it's going to be through friends, family. It's going to be through romantic partners that you're going to get the guidance that you need. And these are significant relationships that's been into your life for a very long time. And through the Mercury retrograde, you're going to find that these people offer some stability in your life where you lack right now. With Neptune and Pisces being so opposed all the time, I think you're not going to trust your own instincts as much as normal, because it just seems like everything you set into motion has these rose-colored glasses, and you don't necessarily trust those rose-colored glasses anymore, because you see them for what they are, just a complete facade of, and maybe you feel like your dream is never going to happen because something realistic happened. It's okay to talk all this through. In the beginning of the month, talk away. Talk as much as possible. Get in touch with as many people as you can, because by mid-month, you're going to find that talk isn't going to get you anywhere, and Mercury is going to go in retrograde, and you're going to have to move inward to try to figure out these questions for yourself. And it's through this accumulative conversations that you're going to find some sort of conclusion to all of this energy pulling you in all different directions. Then on May 11th, Mars enters Gemini. And when Mars enters Gemini, it makes you extra passionate about what you're going to do. So anything that you're having conversations about, and if these people get you all fired up, you're going to find a way to pursue your passion through what they say. And it may offer you some sort of idea to go with and go forward with if you're meeting opposition, which you will. Then on May 18th, Mercury goes retrograde in Gemini. And when Mercury goes retrograde in Gemini, this means that all communication stops. All forms of communications become difficult. That means texting, talking on the phone. That means your cell phone could have problems. That means chatting online. You could just have computer problems, or the internet could have problems, or you could have just cable company problems. But you'll find that you'll be met with opposition. And there's a reason why the energy in the universe does this, and that's to get you to be quiet, to get you to turn inward, to get you to seek a power higher than yourself for the answers. You must connect with your spirituality. You must connect with what you resonate with as a higher form of mankind. And I don't care if that's an alien energy. I don't care if that's God. I don't care what it is. For you, you're seeking a higher form of spirituality to get you through this. And I encourage that. I think that's the most positive form of energy that can come from Neptune being in Pisces, is just that higher realm of thinking. I think the lower vibration of Neptune and Pisces right now is just rose-colored glasses and just the veil coming off, and people having much opposition in their lives to move forward, and they're just exhausted because, you know what, rose-colored glasses are sometimes necessary to get you through to the next day. Even if those rose-colored glasses go off the following day, sometimes it's just good to have an every other day of like some sort of rosy situation come your way. So let's talk about the month, because I'm digressing. Because I'm being filled with all this duality energy, it's making me too chatty. So anyhow, on May 3rd, there's a full moon in your 9th house. Now, this is any time there is a full moon in Scorpio in your 9th house. This is an energy that is asking you to rise above your normal critical thinking. This is to think in a level that's so broad that maybe you will manifest a really great idea out of it. Now, here's the problem, that normally this would be a wonderful energy to have. It's a very intense day. So emotionally, you're going to be driven to make this decision. However, there's going to be opposition on this day. And on this day, your ruling planet, your ruling planet, Neptune in Pisces, is going to be opposing Saturn. So it's going to be a day of that fantasy that you think you can have, that dream that you want to manifest, is going to go through an actual practical lesson with Saturn. And Saturn's going to sit down and say, I know you want to be an actor. I know you want to be a painter. I know that you want to be an entertainer. But here's the practicality of it. Where are you going to live? You know, how are you going to support yourself? Do you have a car? What's the parking? Do you have to pay for parking? Is parking $100 a month? Where are you getting that money? Like, that's the kind of reality check that Saturn likes to do and poop all over your parade. And I want you to go through this energy. You have to face this energy this month. Do you want to fine-tune your dreams? Do you want to have them? You have to fine-tune how to get them. And that's through reality. And you are going to be going through much reality You went through a lot in April, and you're going through a lot in May. But this is to get you to where you want to go. The universe wants to support your dreams and wants to support your progress. But it's got to be through reality. It can't be through a false ideal that you have of how you're going to just generate the stuff out of thin air. I mean, that's not practical, right? Then on May 7th, Venus goes into Cancer. Now for you, this is a fellow water sign. This is going to feel wonderful for you. You love Venus. Venus is beautiful. Venus is everything you idealize. And so Venus is going to just make you very attractive. It's going to make you highly entertaining. You're going to seek pleasure, and I want you to be careful when you want to seek pleasure that you don't seek too much pleasure during the 7th, because you're going to want to feel really good. You're having a lot of intense energy. You're having a lot of reality. So maybe you want to counterbalance that with a day of escapism. Okay, just be careful about how much you want to digress into escapism this month, because we all know that a lower vibration of Pisces, the duality in Pisces, can make you sometimes get lost in escapism. So you don't want to do that. You want to have that balance between escaping, yes, but then at times you want to turn around and turn the energy around in a positive way. Now then on the 14th and 15th, I do want to talk about with you. I want you to be prepared for the energy. I want you to know that you are going to get a reality check. And that is because on the 14th and the 15th, your ruling planet in Pisces is going to be opposed by Saturn and Mercury in retrograde. This is past issues coming up. So perhaps you have a tendency to see things unrealistically, and then people in your life through adversity, tell you, oh, you can't be this because this is what you're going to come up against. And you're like, nope, I'm going to be this way. I'm going to be an actor. If you can't see it, that's not my problem. But there is some validity in what they're saying. And I want to encourage you to listen to people. Now, do they need to be as harsh as they're going to be? No. Do they need to shove it down your throat and lecture you? No, they don't. But it is, if you can see the higher purpose in those conversations in those 2 days, then there's some good ideas to be had, and it's something, and you'll know the right thought process if it resonates with something that has to do with something in your past, like a past issue that you've done where you're like, I tend to do that when I get caught up in doing my art or whatever. I do tend to that gallery does want me to, put my work up, but then I forget all the time. And then they become uninterested and I don't follow through. Like, is that some sort of energy that you have in your life? Because if it is, then just know that about yourself, have the reality check and move forward with it. Just wait until Mercury gets out of retrograde, which is going to be on June 11th. And then there's, of course, a shadow period. There's a time when the energy, the planet starts to speed back up, and so you got to wait for that. Now, I do want to talk about the 17th. The 17th is going to be the new moon in Taurus. This new moon in Taurus would be wonderful for you. It's a sensitive energy. It's ruled by Venus, and Venus is in Cancer. So this could have been a wonderful energy for you to tap into. It could have manifested a lot of wonderful feelings and feelings that you could have generated a lot of fantasy from, except for it's being heavily opposed. And there's a lot going on that day. I want to talk to you about something that I see very significant, and it's called a yod. When a yod pattern is formed in the heavens, it looks like a teepee, kind of looks like this. And so at the top of the teepee is Pluto in Capricorn. And then right here, one of the base of the teepee is Jupiter in Leo. And the base of this teepee is Mercury in Gemini. Now, the very base of your whole entire TP is a sextile. And a sextile is harmonious energy. That means the energies on either side of your sextile work wonderful together to generate a really positive result in your life. These two sides of your TP, the longest sides of your TP, those are called quincunxes. And a quincunx is a flat out opposition in energy. These energies are opposing each other, but not just opposing each other, they absolutely refuse to work together. And I like to look at these energies as good versus evil. Pluto being the evil Maharaja, you might want to say from Moulin Rouge, if you guys like theater, which you should know that evil Maharaja is Moulin Rouge. But anyhow, it's the evil, it's the thing that's in charge of all things evil. It's latent thoughts, it's oppression, it's sadness, it's fear, it's insecurity, it's perversion, it's anything that has to do with something that is just unpleasant to think about. We throw at, Pluto stores it away for us in a deep dark closet until it, it transits us and pulls it all out and makes us look at it. And that's what it's doing right now. And that's what it was doing through the Pluto-Uranus squares. That's why so many of us were so heavily impacted emotionally. Okay, at the base of this TP is your sextile. And at one side is Jupiter and Leo, and the other side is Mercury and Gemini. These are the harmonious energies that are going to unlock the door. It's going to unlock the door and make it open so that you can walk through into this room, into this little room that was completely closed off before, and see a desk. And on that desk is going to be a message. And that message is going to be decoded by you, by this key that you find within inside of yourself. And through through this whole entire process, you're going to find some inner strength to get through some very big things in your life. I think this yacht is a message. I truly, deeply believe that there is something to be found in it, in all of these energy sources, opposing and working together. And through that, you're going to find some clarity inside yourself that you just haven't found before. And I'm very excited about this yacht because it's at monumental times, but it's been kind of on and off going on since April. But the one thing that I noticed about this yacht is that it's going on in the new moon. It's going on in Mercury retrograde. It's going on in some of the absolute hardest days that you're going to go through in May. And so there's some clarity to be found in this opposition, in this energy. So pay attention to it, decode the message, and find a way to see what it is that the universe is trying to tell you, because through what it's trying to tell you, you will find success. You will meet your dreams. Your dreams can manifest into reality. But for you, it has to be through a process of discovering this yacht. And it's a personal process. You can ask everybody all you want to. But I think for you, you may find a lot of this in your subconscious. I think you may find it in dreams, in intuition. Pay attention to your intuition. You're going to be highly in tune with it. With Neptune and Pisces, you are going to be connected to source more so than any other sign. I think that if you spend time during meditation, you are going to find the answers faster than most. I think. I truly believe. So then, after the 17th, Mercury goes retrograde with the Yod. And at the time that Mercury goes retrograde, the Mars and Sun, the Sun and Mars are going to be opposing Saturn. Now, Pluto in Capricorn is also going to be opposing Venus in Cancer. The reason I bring all this up is look at all of this retrograde energy on a Mercury retrograde. There's a key to your past, and your yacht is still going on. So there's a key to your past that holds something very dear to you that you need to unlock for your future progress, for your future dreams to manifest into reality. And I want to talk about this because Neptune is just meeting opposition after opposition after opposition. So this isn't about a dream that's just based on something you want today and maybe tomorrow you don't want it. This is a long-term dream that you're going to have. This is, you have to work out the kinks. You have to stay realistic. And so it's through opposition that you are going to find the strength to know if you really want to pursue what you're trying to pursue. If it's really, really, truly worth all of this opposition. If you feel all of this opposition in May and you still feel like you want to go for this dream, this is the route to take. You are on the right track with what you want. So many of you want guidance from others, but you know, because you have a connection to Source. And so you want to make sure that you align yourself with Source on a regular basis throughout this month, because there are some big messages to come from aligning yourself through Source. I mean, Pisces is a beautiful energy. When it's manifested correctly, it can be a very toxic and very completely crazy energy if it is not honed and properly routed. It can be destructive even. But it is through the highest forms of opposition that we create beautiful changes in our lives. I like to think of May as like you're a caterpillar and you're in a cocoon right now. And you're in the process of being encased in this cocoon. But the cocoon is not hardened yet. You're in the process of making the cocoon, and then a storm blows in, and you know that you can manifest into something better. You know that you can fly. You feel that you can fly. You're connected to Source, and Source is telling you you can fly if you just do this. You have to have blind faith, though. There's no science behind it. You can just fly. What do you think of that? And you're going to be like, okay, I just want to fly. Like, flying sounds cool. Like, let's fly. But you have to go through this storm encased in this soft cocoon first that hasn't fully hardened yet to protect you. And so in this cocoon, can you make it through the storm? The water droplets are beating down on your softened cocoon. You could get waterlogged. It could make that cocoon even weaker. There's a risk involved when you're creating this cocoon. Are you ready for this risk? Fully ready for the reality of the risk that you're taking in this cocoon? If you are, if you make it through this storm of May, then there is potential for you to fly. Do you understand that? So stay forward, stay active in this. Let the energies work out fact from fiction. Let the energies show you the direction, and then have blind faith to build the cocoon in the direction you're supposed to go. Know that it's just going to happen, that your life is just going to manifest, that the money's going to come out of nowhere. As soon as you figure out this yacht, Jupiter is going to be released from the power struggle that it's having with Pluto, and you're going to manifest money that you don't even know where from. It doesn't matter. It manifests because you are driven to have it manifest. That somehow through forms of communication, you are going to learn how to fully get a loan, or go through some sort of process that it takes for you to get ahead in that goal. But it's going to be through a learning, some form of learning that you're going to have to unlock. And Pluto can just screw off because it doesn't need to be constantly draining you of your life, of your power sources. You can't be dragged down by fear anymore. Fear and resistance. You need to know that you can fly and just do everything you can in your power to fly, to fully fly. Know this, Pisces. Move forward against all odds this month, against all reality, against all opposition. You need to move forward And you will fly. You will be that butterfly. You will be something more than you are today. I feel it. Just let the reality seep into your life and don't resist it. Don't escape from it. Don't hide from it. Face it. Let it fill you. Let it direct you. And then you can find a way to fly. I love you dearly, Pisces. I hope you have a wonderful May. I do have that Facebook. I do have Facebook up for you. You don't have to become my friend if you want to maintain your privacy. If you need to keep your energy going and your light is going out, come check out my Facebook page and look at the energy reading for the day, and just know that I'm there rooting you on. There's an entire community that's forming that roots each other on when they're at the lowest points of their energy sources. It's just something that's just manifesting on its own, and I look forward to seeing you there. Anyhow, have a wonderful May, and I'll see you next time.